Mr. Greer, for most of last year, trade was just a part-time job for you. As you recall, shortly after President Trump fired a respected career ethics officer who had just been confirmed by the Senate for a 5-year appointment, you took over as director of the Office of Government Ethics. You also served as head of the Office of Special Counsel. So for much of last year, you were really juggling 3 different, normally Senate-confirmed positions, were you not?
That's correct.
And you were in charge of the ethical standards for this administration just after President Trump had fired the public watchdogs, the inspector generals at 17 federal agencies, and had emptied out the staff of the ethics office. One of your many responsibilities there as the top ethics director was to monitor compliance of senior leaders throughout not only the White House but the federal government. In your tenure, did you find anyone in the administration out of compliance?
So during my short tenure at OGE,
it was almost half a year, right?
I authorized the career staff there, non-political staff, to operate the agency, and I didn't interfere in anything. I didn't find any ethical issues, nor did they bring anything to my attention.
Well, let me ask you one that relates specifically to trade. Last October, when you finalized an agreement to dramatically lower tariffs for Vietnam from 46% to 20%, was it just a coincidence that Vietnam had just fast-tracked a $1.5 billion golf course and skyscraper outside of Hanoi for the Trump organization?
I don't have any familiarity with any Trump organization deals.
Did your office conduct any ethics review or conflict of interest analysis before or during these Vietnam negotiations, given the simultaneous Trump organization efforts to get fast-tracked for its golf course?
So I was not in charge of OGE in October, and we don't review individual real estate deals.
You were in charge of trade, so the fact that there was public attention, there were actions taken by the Vietnamese government to speed this up, that was just not a factor for you at all?
So I mean, having a 20% tariff on Vietnam is not really seen as doing a favor for Vietnam.
Well, cutting it from 46 to 20% may be considered a favor by some. And of
if you
course,
want to go back up, sir.
Just one of many examples. You're also familiar with the fact that Swiss industry chiefs visited the Oval Office, gave the president a gold bar worth over $100,000 and a Rolex clock, and just after that, the tariffs for the Swiss fell from 39% to 15%. Let me ask you about what you told me last year about the way the trade office operated when you were chief of staff at USTR, and that was my concern about tariff exemptions and a number that were granted. Because as you know, the Government Accountability Office showed from its analysis of the exemptions that were granted during the first term considerable favoritism to those who've been Republican donors. I asked you if that could happen again, if somebody just kind of sauntered up to the table at Mar-a-Lago and got some special treatment, and your answer was, quote, no exemptions per the president, end quote. That, of course, has not been the case, and while there's not a formalized process, there have been a number of exemptions that have been granted. The process seems to have simply shifted from where there was a public process where the data could be analyzed to one where these favors and gifts are not made public. Did your monitoring as the chief ethics officer include insider trading?
I can talk to the career staff at OGE. I didn't personally monitor any of this.
Well, you were the director. Did it include betting and prediction markets?
I can check with the Office of OGE.
Yes, sir. Well, you got a request from Senator Schiff and Gallego to determine whether Trump and members of his family were using insider information about tariffs to profit. Did you take any action about that?
Oh, I didn't. I'd refer you to the Office of the General of OGE.
Well, you were in charge of it. That was one of your principal responsibilities there. As you know, the president one time boasted that a friend had made $2.5 billion off the market reversal concerning tariffs. But none of that involved you in doing ethical evaluation.
That's correct.
Have you put any safeguards into effect to ensure that the administration does not continue to profit from the sudden ups and downs in tariffs and in the market?
So I don't run the Office of OGE. When we do trade negotiations, there are a million factors that go into it, dealing with foreign countries.
I'm sure there are.
Et cetera. And so these are not.
Do you disagree with the estimate from both Forbes and the New York Times that since Mr. Trump has been in office, his net worth has increased by about $1.4 billion in 1 year?
I don't know what the president's net worth is. I'm sorry.
Thank you.